This screencast should be one of the simpler ones that I do. I hope that I'm repeating myself and boring you to death with all the things that you already know about your research essay. So, uh, in that spirit, let me just show you some stuff one more time. This is all stuff that hopefully you've seen already. You've got the assignments in in our shared research essay folder. Okay, all the different assignments involved. This page, the links to help. I have all these Bitly bundles that are related to citation, to research, MLA, APA, even grammar help. Help with your interviews, help with all the different things, citation styles, incorporating quotes, and and I have Prezis as well. So you know where to find all this stuff, and I don't. You know me, guys. I don't check to make sure that you've watched every presentation. That's not really in the spirit of online delivery instruction. The goal is independent. Remember that she's back in August when you took that survey to see what sort of an online student you would be. The question of, am I able to be a self-starter? Can I find the work? Can I learn it? That's front and center when it comes to online learning. And so for this final assignment, we're gonna see, because like I said, I don't kind of make sure you jump through each and every little hoop. It's your job to jump through those hoops, and then what you learn in the process should manifest itself into the essays that you're writing. So lots of links to helpful research essay resources that hopefully you know already. So you have this folder with the assignments in it. You have a bunch of presentations that are Google Slides, formerly PowerPoints, about how to avoid plagiarism, okay, the different citation styles, how to design surveys, how to conduct the primary research. I don't want to linger on this stuff too much. You know it's all here. All right. This is the folder that, I guess there's the articles too, okay, about discovery-based research. That's a lot of stuff that will help you. But the sample research essays and other help. So you have 1, 2, 3 sample research essays right there. You have my ongoing and upcoming, for some of you, research essay rough draft comments and feedback. You have all these different documents that are meant to help you. So as I've indicated on this sheet, consult this sheet one more time as you revise. So let's have a look at these tips and suggestions. So this is what I want to spend the rest of this assignment on. Oh, I must have it open somewhere else. There we go. Let me get rid of that. All right. Just let me say these things out loud one more time, just to be clear. Okay, you have to pass this essay in order to pass this class. It's just that simple. All the work that you've done to this point will be for naught if you can't get it together. So, and that is, let's talk about the requirements. So 10 full pages of text. I hope you hear that. 10 full pages. That does not mean 9 pages and 1 line onto the 10th page. It means 10 full pages of text onto the 11th page, just to be safe. If you mess with fonts, if you mess with spacing, I'm going to fix all that for you and see where your essay truly is. And you know me, I'm not very big on do-overs. The 10 pages does not constitute the works cited or the references page that you also are required to share. Your research essay must include primary research, raw data in its appendix. All right, so interview transcripts, okay, observation notes, survey, and the results. I guess I will say that I'm not enthusiastic about the last Invention Journal that I saw, Invention Journal. Let's see, was it 8? That was about the raw data. Some of you did great with it, and I'll just leave it at that. Some of you. So make sure that stuff's in there. Make sure it's good. There are right ways to do surveys. There are right ways to collect and break down the data, and there are all the other ways. So let's see. Have an argumentative purpose is an important one. An argumentative purpose. Okay. More on that in a minute. And then be logical. I also, I expect you to come to this essay with a firm grasp of the logic expected of you. So, again, you've had either me or Marie Stokes for College Comp, and we are very much on the same page. So, your sources should be good. You know that your documentation should be correct, and that your quotes that you introduce and incorporate and cite all need to be accurate. Okay, so again, I hope all this is very, very redundant to you, but please stick with me. Listen to this stuff one more time. Some of you are more audio learners, and that means that maybe this stuff will click a little better for you. So you got to set the stage for your argument. Okay, so your subject, its history and important ideas, the current conversations about it, in the research, what's happening online in classrooms, on the street, at dinner tables. What's the controversy? Okay, what makes your topic worthy of a 10-page argument today, right now? What's at stake? Okay, who are the stakeholders? What are the ideologies behind the multiple viewpoints involved in your topic? That's a tough one. So where are the what philosophies are coming to bear on the subject matter of your essay? Okay, so two really important questions. I'll put them right here. Okay, who's at risk and what's at stake? Spell that out for me before you ever get to your argument. You have to create that controversy. You have to make me care about your topic as much as you do. So research is a great way to do that, to establish the conversation surrounding your research essay. Okay, so provide some context, some background information before you jump right into the next and most important phase. Okay, your argumentative agenda. Okay, what is the purpose of your essay? Share that with your readers early on, after you've sort of established that it's controversial and worthy of examination. Okay, I'm happy with the sentence here. Without a clear modus operandi, okay, without a clear motive, you could easily fall into report writing or historicizing, and those strategies don't accomplish what this assignment is asking you, requiring you to do. Okay, so I do not want to report. You have to have an argumentative agenda. Okay, how do you want your readers to be different? I've been saying this since your annotated bibliographies. Say it one more time. Your goal can't be to educate me or to inform me or to report or record, okay, or share. You have to persuade. I'm not an all caps person, but I'm kind of speaking in an all caps tone of voice right now. And I've also used some caps here. It's because the stuff's important. If you don't argue, you can have a beautiful, magnificent, and eloquent 10-page paper. And if it doesn't have a persuasive agenda, if your goal isn't to change hearts and minds, it can't pass. That's just a fact. All right. Making your case. Okay. Fresh thinking to your topic. This is a tough idea. I'm going to bold it. It's important that you add fresh thinking to your topic. Boom. All right. A simple rehashing of old info. Not interested in it. I don't want you just agreeing with your sources. Your sources are there to agree with you. More on that in a minute. Okay, so you want to make sure that each and every paragraph helps you accomplish argumentative goals. Okay. And you want to have a sort of a snowballing effect, a cumulative effect to your essay. Each paragraph should build on the ones that preceded it. So you want to accumulate information and sort of gather momentum as you go along. Okay, important. All right, did I misspell this? Let's see. No, I'm going to ignore that, and I'm going to ignore this. I can't stand those red lines. All right. So the best counterarguments. I'm down to the next line here. The best research essays will also address their arguments opposing points of view. That word is spelled wrong. I thought it was the apostrophe. All right, there we go. Excuse me. So there's obviously, if you have a persuasive agenda, then people, ergo, need to be able to disagree with you. Good argumentative essays make room within their arguments for minority reports, for opinions of dissent. So make sure that you are anticipating your counter arguments, the ways that readers can poke holes in your logic or say, well, your argument, there's some flaws in it. You're much, much wiser. You're better off. You're going to be more rhetorically effective if you anticipate the ways people can disagree with you and then address them. Now, sometimes you just have to say, yep, you got me there. It's not as effective as it could be. There is one, sort of flaw to my solution, or, this cause maybe isn't as logical as some other ones. So sometimes you just have to accommodate your counterarguments. Oftentimes you can refute or discount your counterargument as well. So you can disagree with the disagreement, so to speak. You can explain why any disagreements to your unique argument, your fresh thinking, ways that the ways your counterargument still falls short. So have a conversation with people who disagree with you. You don't want to sort of preach to the choir, is the phrase. You want to convert new people. You want anyone who reads your essay to be convinced by it. So the best essays will have counterarguments. That doesn't mean to say every single one of you will do this, but my A's will. The people who want A's, and I know who you are, and you know who you are, you will have a counterargument in your essay, but you've already known that already. But as you're rounding third with your revisions, getting to that 10 pages, some of you, if you're looking for a way to extend your essay, counter-arguments are a great way to do that. Okay, how we doing? Take a break if you need to. Hit pause. Go watch a related video. We all know how distracted we all can become during longer screencasts, and I don't blame you. Go ahead. All right. Then welcome back. Beginnings and endings of paragraphs are so important. Make sure your readers aren't lost. This stuff is all going to make sense to you. You have to make it make sense to others. Okay, so there are very straightforward strategies to make that happen. So transitions being a really easy way to. If you took me last semester, you certainly should know what transitions are and what they look like and what they do. So start each paragraph with at least a nod to its subject matter. I'm not going to say topic sentence here. This is College Comp 2. It's a 200 level class. We can act like it. You don't have to have a second reason why, blah, blah, blah. But you want to at least give your readers a slight hint or a stylistic forecast to what the paragraph is going to be about. Okay, and then really, for my money's worth, argumentative essays live and die by how vital their paragraphs end. Okay, how vital the analysis is at the end of each paragraph. So spell it all out. If it feels like you're overwriting it, guess what? You're writing it exactly enough. Okay, so don't just let quotes begin and end your paragraphs. Don't let them kind of hang out in the ether with no clear purpose. Put them to work for your argument. I hope I'm being clear. Okay, quotes. All right, seems to be, there we go. Editing in action, how exciting. No quotes over 40 words or 4 lines long. There's more of a personal preference than a hard and fast rule of MLA or APA, but it's how I want it. So if you have quotes over 40 words or 4 lines long, if you have block quotes basically, that's too much time away from your own voice. So just avoid them. All right, introduce each and every quote. I'm going to bolt that as well. You know what quote intros look like if you've watched my prezzies. Oops, let's see. Who is your source and why should readers care about them? Lots of ways to instantly establish credibility. You want to do those. Most credibility takes the form of what a person does for a living or where their work is published. So share that stuff in the body of your essay. Don't make me flip to your works cited page or your references page to figure that stuff out on my own. Okay, freestanding quotes I just said. Avoid vague last name only citations at all costs. I hate this. Okay, I hate name, 2014. I hate that. Hate it. Don't do it. Make each quote's purpose clear. It's kind of repetitive, but it's important. Don't start or end a paragraph with a quote unless it's a stylistic strategy. Some of you are very much capable of that sort of stylistic stuff, but many of you just maybe the impulse to just leave a quote hanging there and think I'll do with it what you want me to do with it is going to be a smooth sort of cognitive process. Not the case. Okay? So how you use your quotes is largely going to inform how effective your essay is. A lot of you have some really cool research, and I'm really anxious to see how you put it to work. Some of you, I can't even say many at this point, but I'm rooting for you, each and every one of you. Some of you have some really cool primary research data that you've collected. Make sure it's seamlessly integrated into your essay. This stuff is important. Treat your raw data like you would any other outside source. And just as I don't want you to quote an entire article in your research essay, I don't want you having sort of super long, protracted 45-line quotes from an interview to just be plopped into the middle of your essay. Be sparing in your choices. Okay, don't tell the story of your primary research. I don't want. And then I visited, Dr. Capel at, at his office, and it was dusk, and his desk was cluttered with papers to be graded. Blah blah. Like that's not. It's interesting, but it's not relevant to your essay. So make sure that it's all relevant. Okay. Your secondary research, just to wrap it up, these things. I hope they should be credible. Credibility. Does it have an author? Is it published in a relevant place? You're in a credible place. All this stuff. All these tests that you got to run through your sources. Make sure every quote is relevant to your argument. A range of publications is always good. Of course, academic journals are the best, but magazines can be helpful, as can newspapers. Because keep them no older than maybe 10 years. I don't even like that. I don't even like 2004. I'd like it to be even sooner than that, especially for the tech issues. You know how quickly tech turns over. So I'll give myself a half a minute here to cover up this other stuff, which I am very serious over here. You should know all this stuff by now. I'm not pointing it out. I haven't pointed it out on your rough drafts because you should know this stuff. Book, newspapers, magazines, they're italicized. Article titles are in quotes. Okay, no URLs. Even if you use Grammar, EasyBib, or use a website that does the citations for you, sometimes they spit that stuff out wrong. Double check it, please. Same issue. Sweat the grammar. Use a good vocabulary. Vary your sentences. use a respectful, thoughtful tone. You can do this. Cheerleader time. You can do this. Get this paper done. Make us both proud of it.